Thanks for joining us on the FTC website. I'm Gerald Hoover. I'm the Artistic Director of Fredericksburg Theater Company, and I just want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about our upcoming production of The Man of La Mancha. Many of you may know that show. It was based on the novel Don Quixote by Cervantes. It's ran on Broadway for about 5 years in the 1960s and won 5 Tony Awards, including one for Best Actor for Richard Kiley, who pretty much set the tone for the characterization of the Man of La Mancha in this production. The setting is in a 16th century prison during the Spanish Inquisition. And what happens is that Cervantes, which happily is the role I get to play in this production, he is thrown into prison. The prisoners are going to put him on trial as a ruse to steal all of his possessions. And so to win the trial, he wonders if he can make his defense for who he is, a poet and an actor and an idealist and so forth, by telling them a story. They agree to do this, so he tells his story in the prison using the prisoners as the other characters. So what you'll see on our stage is a little different from what you see in a movie. On our stage, it is the prison the whole time. The characters take on different roles. A little while they're a prisoner, then they may be a muleteer. One may be a prisoner, and then he is the innkeeper. One may be a prisoner, and he is now something else. And then goes back to being a prisoner as Cervantes weaves his spell telling them this story to try to save his life, basically, from these prisoners in this prison. You will see 20 actors on stage who are playing various roles throughout the hour and a half of the show. There is no intermission in this show, and the reason is because when there's an intermission in a show, it tends to break up the action, and you lose a little bit of the dramatic and emotional appeal. This show runs straight through for about 90 minutes, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. And the reason is because it starts at a place and it continues to build the theatrical momentum, and you just don't want to leave until it's over. And so the show is written to be a little shorter than the regular musical for that reason. You will see local actors. All of us belong here in Fredericksburg. I think there may be a couple from Mason or surrounding areas, but it's all local talent. We will have a live orchestra. And you will see the story told in various vignettes. Cervantes tells the story, then he says, and now we go to an inn, and then he tells that scene, and now we go to a castle, and he tells that story. There's also that famous bit where he fights the windmill, of course. We have a wonderful cast. Sancho Panza is played by John Herholzer. Aldanza is played by Amber Nanny, and various people who've been in our shows through the years play the other roles, and I won't go through the cast list. Just know that it will have the usual FTC excellence attached to it. Now we need you to be aware of a couple of things. One is, as I said, there will be no intermission. But the other one is, this is a little bit of a departure for FTC in that we are putting out an advisory for the content of this show. And the reason is because we want to tell the story in its full gripping detail. And what it talks about is the depravity of human beings. Now, the ultimate message that we want to give is that there is redemption. But to make most out of the redemption, we have to play the depravity as strongly as we feel like we should. So, the lead female is a prostitute, and you will hear language about money for sex. There are there's no profanity, there's no nudity, there's no blood. It's just about the depravity and depraved behavior of human beings. And you need to know that there is a fairly brutal attack on one of the characters as well. So since our theater is so intimate, we feel like that it's going to require a mature theater goer to process all of this and to come out on the other end with the happy message that we want to give you at the end, which is that it is man's resilient spirit which makes him different from all other creatures and ultimately pulls him out of the mud. We hope to see you in our theater for Man of La Mancha. It opens February 12th and runs 3 weekends, Fridays, Saturdays at 7:30, and Sundays at 2. You can find all the other information about how to buy tickets and so forth on this website. Or if you have any questions, call us. The number is on the website as well. Thanks for joining us.